It's really kind of wild when you think about it.
What's that?
How something as simple as sleep, something we do literally every day,
Hmm.
can have such a huge impact on how we function, how we feel, how much we get done. I mean, it affects everything.
Oh, absolutely. Your focus, your mood,
Mm.
your energy levels,
Mm.
even your physical health. It all ties back to how well you're sleeping.
And that's exactly what we're going deep on today. Sleep optimization. We've gone through a ton of research, articles, studies, you name it, really trying to boil it down to the most useful information so you can not just understand the science of sleep, but actually start sleeping better tonight.
That's the goal, right? This isn't just about theory. It's about giving you practical strategies, things you can implement to improve your sleep quality starting now.
Hmm.
Because when you sleep better, your potential during the day, it really does expand. You get more done, you feel better, you're more resilient. It's a game changer.
Totally. Think of this as your shortcut to better sleep. We're going to unpack the fundamentals, what sleep is, biologically, why it's so essential.
Right, beyond just feeling rested.
Exactly. Then we'll delve into the different stages of sleep, the cycles our brain and body go through at night. Plus, we'll cover those internal clocks, those circadian rhythms, and how things like light and your sleep environment play a big role.
All super important.
Absolutely. And most importantly, we're going to give you actionable techniques you can start using right away to optimize your sleep.
Can't wait.
So let's start with the basics. What is sleep, really? I mean, it seems so basic, but there's a lot happening under the hood, right?
Yeah, it's easy to think of sleep as just like switching off, just being inactive. But it's so much more dynamic than that.
Right. Like it's not just about resting our physical body.
Exactly. One of the sources we looked at described it this way, and I thought it was a great summary. Sleep is a vital process that supports brain function, repairs the body, and consolidates memories. It's not just about resting, it's about preparing our mind and body for the challenges of a new day.
I love that. It's active preparation. So, speaking of what's happening beneath the surface, let's talk about some of these terms we always hear about. Sleep architecture, REM sleep, and REM sleep. What does all that actually mean? In a practical way, how should we think about it?
Well, think of sleep architecture as like the blueprint of your night's sleep. It's how your sleep is structured. Like one of the sources said, it's the structure of our sleep. You're not just asleep the whole time. You're cycling through different types of sleep.
And these different types, they do different things.
Oh, absolutely. So you've got REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement sleep, which is where a lot of our vivid dreaming happens. And that's also really important for memory consolidation, especially for emotional memories and procedural memories, like how to do things. And then you have NREM sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep, which is mostly about physical restoration and has different levels of depth.
So it's not just like on-off switch, it's way more intricate than that. It makes you think about like, what does my sleep look like?
Right. And there are ways to track that, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But let's break down these NREM stages a little more. There are three main ones.
Okay.
You have stage one, which is that light, drowsy sleep, the transition between wakefulness and sleep. Then you move into stage two, where your heart rate and temperature start to drop a bit, and you're less easily awakened.
And it gets even deeper from there.
Yes, it does. Stage three is the deepest stage of sleep, often called slow wave sleep. This is where your body's really doing a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of repair and restoration. So your muscles are repairing, your immune system is getting a boost, your hormones are being regulated, all that good stuff.
So that deep sleep, that's super crucial, especially if you're physically active, you're working out, things like that.
Oh, absolutely. If you're pushing your body, you need that deep sleep to recover properly.
Okay. And what about REM sleep? What's so special about that stage?
Well, REM sleep is interesting because your body is basically paralyzed, to prevent you from acting out your dreams. But your brain is incredibly active, almost as active as when you're awake. And this is where a lot of that memory processing and consolidation we talked about really takes place. It's like your brain is sifting through everything that happened during the day, deciding what to keep and what to discard.
Wow. So each of these stages, they're not just random, they each have a specific purpose.
Exactly. And they work together to keep us healthy, both mentally and physically.
Now, these stages, they don't just happen once, right? They cycle throughout the night.
That's right. You move through these different stages in a fairly predictable pattern, each cycle lasting about 90 minutes. And this repeats several times throughout the night.
Interesting. So how does knowing about these 90-minute cycles actually help us improve our sleep?
Well, it helps us understand why we sometimes wake up feeling groggy, even if we've technically slept enough hours.
Oh, I definitely know that feeling.
If your alarm goes off in the middle of a deep sleep cycle, You're going to feel much more groggy than if it goes off when you're in a lighter stage of sleep, even if you've gotten the same amount of sleep overall. As our source said, aligning your sleep schedule with these cycles can reduce grogginess and enhance energy upon waking.
So it's not just about the total hours of sleep, it's about waking up at the right time within those cycles.
Exactly. Imagine your alarm going off during that deep stage 3 sleep. Your brain is still in slow wave mode, so when you're suddenly jolted awake, it takes a while to catch up. That's what causes that groggy feeling called sleep inertia.
Makes sense. But if you wake up naturally near the end of a cycle, when you're already in a lighter sleep stage.
You're more likely to feel alert and refreshed. And the source we used even had visuals of brain scans showing these huge differences in brain activity between the different stages.
Wow.
Really highlights how dynamic sleep is.
So knowing about these 90-minute cycles, that's a really practical thing people can use. Maybe start thinking about your sleep in blocks of 90 minutes. Try to wake up near the end of a cycle.
It's definitely worth experimenting with. See how it affects how you feel in the mornings.
Okay, let's talk about something else that's super important for sleep, something we hear about a lot these days, the circadian rhythm. What exactly is that, and how does it affect our sleep?
So your circadian rhythm is essentially your body's internal clock, a 24-hour cycle that regulates a bunch of different functions, not just sleep. Like, think about your body temperature, your hormone levels, even your alertness throughout the day.
It's like our body's natural scheduling system.
Exactly. As one source put it, circadian rhythms are biological processes that follow a roughly 24-hour cycle. They dictate when we feel awake and when we are ready to sleep, influenced by light exposure and daily routines.
And light plays a huge role in that, right?
Absolutely. Light is the most powerful cue that helps keep your circadian rhythm synchronized.
Okay, but what about artificial light, especially at night? I mean, we're all staring at screens all day long, right?
That's the tricky part. While natural light, especially sunlight, helps keep our internal clock on track, artificial light, particularly blue light from screens, can really mess things up.
Blue light, the enemy of sleep.
Well, sort of. It's not that blue light is inherently bad, it's just that our bodies aren't really designed to be exposed to so much of it at night. And one of the sources we read actually stated that exposure to blue light from screens can disrupt our internal clocks. Understanding this impact helps us design better environments that promote natural sleep cues.
So even if we feel tired after spending the evening scrolling through our phones, that blue light is basically telling our brain, hey, it's still daytime, stay awake.
Exactly. It suppresses the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle and signals to your body that it's time to sleep.
Which is why it's so hard to fall asleep after being on your phone for a while.
Exactly. And it can lead to all sorts of problems, from difficulty falling asleep to poorer sleep quality, and even feeling less alert during the day.
So what can we do about this blue light problem?
Well, there are a few things you could try. The source actually suggested a couple of simple things you can start doing right away. Simple changes like a morning walk outdoors or using blue light filters in the evening can significantly improve your circadian alignment.
So getting some natural sunlight first thing in the morning helps tell your body it's daytime, and then cutting back on that blue light exposure in the evenings helps prepare your body for sleep. It seems simple, but it makes a lot of sense.
Right. And the source also mentioned light therapy.
Oh yeah, how does that work?
Light therapy involves using a special kind of bright light lamp, and it can be really helpful for people whose circadian rhythms are significantly disrupted, maybe because of shift work or seasonal affective disorder. It's basically like giving your body a really strong light signal to help reset its internal clock.
So it's another tool in the toolkit for those who might need a little extra help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for many of us, just being more mindful of our natural light exposure and limiting screen time in the evenings can make a big difference.
Okay, so light is key. Now let's talk about the place where we actually sleep. The sleep environment. What makes a bedroom truly conducive to sleep?
Yeah, your sleep environment is crucial. It's about creating a space that promotes relaxation and signals to your body that it's time to sleep. One of the things the source emphasized was that your sleep environment is a key determinant of sleep quality. The ideal room is cool, dark, and quiet, fostering an atmosphere conducive to uninterrupted rest. So temperature, darkness, and noise all play a role.
Makes sense. So what's the ideal temperature for sleep?
Well, most people sleep best in a slightly cool room, somewhere around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. A cooler room actually helps your body's core temperature drop, which is part of the natural process of falling asleep.
And darkness is important because of melatonin, right?
Exactly. Darkness triggers the production of melatonin, that hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. So making sure your bedroom is as dark as possible can really help improve your sleep quality.
So blackout curtains, eye masks, things like that.
Definitely helpful for some people. And then there's noise. Minimizing noise is also super important. Whether it's using earplugs, a white noise machine, or even just making sure your bedroom is as quiet as possible, creating a peaceful environment can make a huge difference.
Makes sense. And what about our actual bed and bedding? What role does that play?
Oh, comfort is key. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to sleep well. So investing in a good mattress, comfortable pillows, and soft sheets, that's all part of creating a sleep-friendly environment. You don't want to be tossing and turning all night because you're uncomfortable.
Right, that's going to disrupt your sleep for sure. So it's about temperature, darkness, quiet, and comfort. Basically, creating a little sleep sanctuary.
Exactly. It should feel like a haven from the outside world, a place where you can truly relax and unwind.
Now, we've talked about the physical environment, but what about the things we do leading up to bedtime? The bedtime routine.
Oh, that's a big one. Having a consistent bedtime routine is like sending your body a signal that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. As one of the sources put it, a calming pre-sleep routine signals to your body that it's time to rest. Consistency in these routines reinforces the sleep-wake cycle. It's about creating those positive sleep associations.
So what kinds of things are helpful to include in a bedtime routine?
Well, it really depends on what you find relaxing. It could be taking a warm bath, reading a physical book, listening to calming music, doing some gentle stretching, or even practicing some mindfulness meditation. The key is to find what works for you and do it consistently.
The source also mentions some modern tools and gadgets that can help. What are some of those?
Yeah, there are definitely some interesting technological aids out there. White noise machines, as we mentioned earlier, can be great for blocking out disruptive sounds. Sleep trackers, which are either separate devices or built into smartwatches, can give you data about your sleep patterns, like how long you're sleeping, the different stages you're cycling through, even your heart rate variability during the night.
That's pretty cool.
And then there are smart lighting systems. These can be programmed to gradually dim the lights in your home in the evening and brighten them in the morning, mimicking natural light patterns. The source we used said that modern technology offers tools that can monitor and enhance your sleep environment, allowing you to fine-tune conditions for optimal rest.
So these tools can provide valuable insights into your sleep and potentially help you optimize your environment. Definitely something to explore.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've covered the environment, the routine. Now let's talk about some actual techniques we can use to improve our sleep. What are some of the most effective strategies?
There's some really powerful techniques, many of them rooted in mindfulness and relaxation, that can really help. Mindfulness meditation, for example, has been shown to be incredibly beneficial for sleep. It helps reduce stress and quiet those racing thoughts that often keep us up at night. The source we read actually said, mindfulness meditation reduces stress and prepares the mind for sleep. We'll explore guided exercises designed to calm the nervous system. It's about learning to be present in the moment and let go of those anxieties and worries.
So it's like training your mind to relax and let go.
Exactly. And there are also some great physical techniques that can help, like deep breathing exercises and progressive muscle relaxation.
Oh, I've heard of progressive muscle relaxation. How does that work?
It's pretty simple, actually. It involves tensing and then releasing different muscle groups in your body. So you start with your toes, you tense them up for a few seconds, and then you release. And then you move up to your calves, your thighs, your stomach, all the way up to your face. As the source put it, deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation help lower heart rate and promote a state of calm, priming the body for restorative sleep.
It's about releasing that physical tension, which often mirrors our mental tension, right?
Exactly. And it signals to your body that it's okay to relax and let go.
Now, the source also touched on how things like nutrition and exercise affect our sleep. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. The things we eat and how we move can have a significant impact on our sleep quality. Eating heavy meals close to bedtime can disrupt your sleep, while a balanced diet that includes certain nutrients can actually promote healthy sleep patterns.
And what about exercise?
Exercise is great for sleep, generally speaking. But the timing is important. Working out too close to bedtime can make it harder to fall asleep because your body is still energized. As the source said, what we eat and how we move directly affect our sleep. Nutrient-rich foods and regular exercise contribute to better sleep patterns.
It's all connected. It's not just about what you do right before bed. It's about the choices you make throughout the day.
Absolutely. It's a holistic approach.
So we've covered a lot. We've talked about the science of sleep, the cycles, the environment, the routines, and even specific techniques. What are the key takeaways?
I think the biggest takeaway is that improving your sleep isn't just about feeling less tired. It has a ripple effect on your entire life. It affects your mood, your focus, your productivity, your resilience, even your physical health.
And small changes can make a big difference.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with one or two things that resonate with you. Maybe it's adjusting your screen time in the evenings or creating a relaxing bedtime routine.
And remember, consistency is key. Making these changes a regular part of your life, that's what's going to lead to lasting improvements in your sleep.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing process.
As you're thinking about the changes you want to make, consider this. Imagine waking up every morning feeling truly rested, energized, and ready to take on the day. That's what good sleep can do for you. And it all starts with understanding your sleep, prioritizing it, and taking those steps to optimize it. Even small, consistent changes can have a huge impact on your life.
Couldn't agree more.
It's time to unlock the power of sleep and see the amazing difference it can make in your life.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Sweet dreams.